What are we talking about tonight, Shelby?
Well, I was going to leave it up to you. What's on your mind tonight?
Oh, I didn't know you were going to spring this on me so quickly. We were just talking. We're hanging out. Am I supposed to do this now? Talk about something?
Well, I mentioned to Ridge that I don't like being in the seat of command of the ship.
Yeah, that was like 2 seconds ago. And I said I would interview you or be more assertive, but I didn't know you were going to spring it on me.
Yeah. So it's not sprung. We had a conversation.
2 seconds
ago. It's happening
ago.
now. Yes.
Okay.
2 seconds. I mean, that's an exaggeration for sure. Yeah. 20 minutes. But yeah.
I haven't had any time to think about it. Why are you doing this right now? So Shelby, I don't want to even be sitting here right now. What do you want me to talk about? Dang it. Why do you do this? There's like a lot of things I would like to talk to you about, but I don't know what. Like tonight, you just decided to get those doorknobs on to a piece of wood to use as coat hangers. And I couldn't even start to think about how to fasten that. And I want to ask you questions about it. That's just one little thing. What all did it take for you to get the doorknobs?
Well, I found out that the old doorknobs are not standard threads or metric threads, SAE, if you don't like the word standard. I had to rethread them so they'd fit on a bolt so I can bolt them on. But that's about me. It's not about a conversation. It's about something I did. And they are cute. It was your idea.
They are adorable. And my idea would have never came to fruition. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That's what happens when you save everything. You don't throw things away when you've renovated houses for 30 friggin' years. You have a lot of doorknobs laying around, crystal, brass, whatever that weird, I don't know, it's like there's black ones and there's this brownish black. They almost look like they're carved and polished stone.
What are you talking about? The material?
Yeah, the materials.
Of the doorknob?
Yeah, there's some old materials in our house going into the retro room. There's some doorknobs that you look at those. I think those are polished stone.
Could they be ceramic?
Very possibly, yeah. That could be a possibility because ceramic's been around for
interesting.
I'd say hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Yeah, there's a lot of old things, like old ways to fix things.
Rita, as a grandmother,
the
hottest grandmother that I know.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. But what is one piece of advice that you would give to grandmothers? And I'm thinking of your children and their spouses. What's something that you would tell them to hopefully guide them to not make aggravations among their kids and their spouses, to help keep an open mind when they're coming to raising children? Because we're obviously raising children at a different time now than when our children were raised. Not significantly different, but, and I love bringing it up, is that the internet's a lot different. But what's something you would give them as a piece of advice that they could follow and they could maybe improve the relationships?
Man, that's a hard one because nobody really, when you're a parent, anyone that is a parent, advice is nice until it's not. And you don't want to be undermined or feel inadequate. So trying to dole out advice is sticky.
It is, right?
It's a touchy. Yeah. You want to be helpful, but you also don't want them to feel inadequate. So I don't know. I would say this disingenuously. I would say kids are steering the ship more nowadays, but I don't think that's true necessarily. I think it's maybe was still happening when I was a young mom.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely try to reiterate that the kids aren't calling the shots and that you need to be firm when you are raising your kids on decisions, what's right and what's wrong. And kids are very, very spontaneous and they want what they want until they don't want it. And then they change their minds every second. So you have to keep steering that ship the right way.
So being firm.
Being firm. Yeah. Be consistent and insist that the kids do the right thing and don't give in so easily. It's easy to say again. It's always easy to say. I say that to my daughter-in-laws a lot, that I know this is easy to say. It's hard to do, but you need to be more consistent.
Yeah. So if you say something, don't waver.
Yeah.
That is what is to be, if you say it is to be.
Correct.
Uh,
Yeah, I think there's a lot of difficulty in that. I mean, you're navigating other adults. A couple of times you and I have had a little back and forth with the kids. I didn't realize at the time that you had already said something, and that's how kids are. They play one side with the other. And
oh, yeah. Oh, that's classic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even young ones know that. Even under 5, they know if they don't get the right answer, just go ask someone else. So
yeah, they'll ask grandma and they're like, oh, let's see what grandpa says because grandma said no.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But consistency is good. Getting on the same page with your spouse is good. And your kids will appreciate it later. They might not know. They definitely, won't know it at the time, but I think they'll appreciate it later.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I think as grandparents, taking ownership of your decisions. So if a kid was trying to play us against each other, and the kid comes and asks me a question, I said, oh, yeah. And then grandma says, oh, no, I just told him no. Grandma said no, that means no. I say that means no also.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It's murky, but yes, you should
not
always
putting the ownership on you.
You should always be on the same page and not undermine your partner. It gets murky though. You know that saying that I forget exactly how it goes, but if you come across a fence and you don't know why that fence is there, so you break down the fence and you don't realize it, but someone actually put a fence up for a reason, you should probably try to investigate why that fence is up. If grandpa said no or grandma said no, mom and dad, same thing. Go with the adult's answer and make it your answer too with authority. And then maybe have a conversation later when the kids aren't around, like, why not?
Right.
Because some of us are more lax on certain things and more stern on certain things.
In our situation, I see a lot of instant no's and then backing off of the no. And that drives me absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
You see it in my face when that happens.
Yes.
Like, no, you said no. Yes. That doesn't mean please, I really
Ask enough times and I'll change my mind.
There's no changing of your mind.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's necessarily something that we all have ingrained in us. But I have a lot of stories in my life where one was a salesman for cable. He came to the door, asked me to change services. And I was making dinner and this guy was there. He's like, asked me. I'm like, no, I'm not really interested. I'm not real brash with people initially. I said, no, I'm not interested. No, thank you. And he just kept talking. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to make dinner. And I was like, oh, I got to check something. Something's on the stove. When checked, it came back, talked to him a little bit more. I was like, no, like, I'm not interested. He said, well, who do you have now? And when you're in a big city, you have multiple providers. So I ended up burning my dinner that I was making. And I was a little bit upset. He said, well, I'm going to come back with my manager later. I said, you don't need to come back. He said, no, it's not a big deal. We'll stop by. Like, whatever, fine. I was already perturbed, had dinner. He came back with his manager. They started talking again, and I was already upset. I said, I'm not interested. They said, what are you paying right now? I told him, this is the amount we can give you for your service. I said, I don't want it. And he looked at me like, why not? I was like, because you pissed me off.
Yeah.
That's why. I said no. And I feel like I've kind of stuck with that. And that's one situation in my life, among others, that I remember is like, no, I said no. And you kept asking me the same question over and over. And I don't get upset. I'm not the person that gets upset. I don't like it when I'm asked the same question I already said no to. Is that fair?
It's fair as long as you said no initially for good reason, not no because they're annoying. And because I already said no, now I'm planting my feet in the ground and I'm not going to change my mind because that limits you to the possibility that you just haven't understood. I'm not talking about salespeople because, if your initial no, we're not doing this isn't out of annoyance or impatience or anger, then I agree. If your initial no is a rational no for a good reason, then yes. A firm no is good. But sometimes I catch myself, I'll be in the middle of whatever it is I'm doing and I say no or not right now. And not right now is not a good answer to a kid. Not right now means I need to get this done. Either there's raw chicken on my hands or, I'm distracted. So I say no or not right now. That doesn't mean a firm no. And for kids, they don't understand that. So it means, do I ask in 5 seconds? I mean, it gets murky to me. But if my no is a firm no, because you're going to break your neck if you do it, then
That's a good no.
then that's a solid no. I'm not changing my mind. But when I say no sometimes, or not right now, sometimes it's because it's not convenient for me at the moment, or you're annoying the heck out of me because you asked me 5 different things in the last 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
so even I start feeling a little bit of a guilt. I'm going, no, you're too much. Stop.
Yeah.
And I don't have a good reason other than it's too much. So I just say no. And later on, I might change my mind. So to me, it gets a little murky. What do you think?
Well, I think a lot of times when I'm asked, it's things that are harder than here's a piece of candy or here's, a hammer to hammer something with, which the kids do that all the time.
You're always so good with that stuff.
They always, they like smashing things. They like putting.
They pretty much run the shop.
Yeah, they pretty much run the shop with their hair. They like putting nails partway in a piece of wood. Like they'll play with that for hours. But some of the things that I just say no and I get upset with is do this, make this work, make something run that doesn't run. Like, no, I can't do that. And I always give reason. I say, there's no battery in that. I don't have a battery right now in that truck.
I do think it's the repetition of the questions throughout the day that start to wear on you. And then you're finally like, we're done. No more of that. And
there's a little electric motorcycle. And I would be asked 5 times in like 10 minutes, can you make it run? Like, no, I can't make it run. Like, it's more complicated than just making it run. There's not a battery in it.
Yeah.
So we'll put your other batteries in it. I was like, no, that doesn't work. It doesn't. I can't just put a battery in it that I have.
Would you agree I feel like that's a different scenario when what we're talking about. We like to entertain. We have fun. I might be in the house for a half an hour to an hour with another kid or doing something else and come out and I go, well, yeah, sure, we can do that. And you go, I already told him no. But you heard 50 requests while I was in the house that I don't know about. And I don't understand why I can't do the one request. And then that becomes a thing. That's a different scenario than a kid asking for candy or something when their parents are around and maybe not eating the right food or doing something else where they just need convinced long enough. And then the kid gets what they want, even though they're not supposed to have it. I feel like that's somewhat of a different, maybe not.
No, I see what you're saying.
Maybe not, but I feel like that is just a different thing of inconsistency in parenting long term of either they do this one thing ever or they never do this thing. And sometimes when that rule's bent and we're there to see it, I feel like that's where that kid doesn't know his boundaries or her boundaries.
I can see that because there are times where I'll be asked to fix something. I'll be asked 5 times for the same thing. I say, you need to stop asking me to fix that because it's not happening. Mm-hmm. It's not only do I need to do the research to fix whatever it is, I don't have the parts.
But it's so easy.
Yeah, it's like it makes it sound easy.
You make everything work.
Yeah, like they'll find like a wheel from something around the shop. Like, put this on this. Like, I can't just put a wheel on that. It doesn't fit. What am I going to do? Explain the shaft diameters?
You'll understand it.
Yeah, like it just doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. You can't just put this tire on this plastic little type 4-wheeler. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
We'll put a bigger battery in it. And then I had to explain one time about voltage. So we can't put it because it's different voltage. You're going to burn the motor up. Like, we'll make it faster. Like, well, that's a little bit harder than just putting something with more voltage. Like, you're going to burn the motor. I go, I don't want to do that either. And there's so many things. But then after like the 3rd or 4th thing that I've already been asked 4 times for that same thing, we're talking like, 12, 18 times I've been asked something. I'm like, every single thing's going to be a no because you keep asking me the same questions. And then after that, I was like, nope. Stop asking me questions.
Right. I agree. But do you understand? It's the same analogy of like me trying to argue with a crazy person.
Yes,
why are you trying to rationalize anything with a crazy person? Children are basically crazy people. They don't get the logic and they don't want to get the logic. They just want to be able to jump off the roof and fly. Like, I don't understand why you're stopping me. Yeah. Why are you making magic not happen?
It just doesn't work that way.
So to get frustrated over that logic is but yet sometimes they just don't shut up.
Yeah.
But they also think And I know we're talking about one specific kid right now. Because
He's the only one that's really talkative.
he's really up in our
The other ones are
business.
little.
And because he loves us to death. And the other one's real passive. So, but just like every kid I've ever seen you around, they think you're a superhero. So they automatically assume that you could just make things work because it's your fault, actually. You do things that awe the kids when they're around and they're like, oh, you made that work. Yay. And so now I don't understand how you can expect they have lower expectations when they you want to. It just, to them, that's all the same. So it's your fault.
Yeah.
I can dwindle it all down just like other things in the house. It's your fault.
Yes. It all comes down to my fault.
Yeah. I do think there is you have to set boundaries though. You have to, and you have to be consistent and to say that, oh, he's just extra cravey today about not eating the food I've been complaining about. I need him to eat. I get that. I'm pretty sure the boys grew up on hot dogs and mac and cheese and chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
You try your best, but we all fail somewhere as parents.
One redeeming comment this weekend was super cute. The kid we're talking about, who's most talkative, we were working on a lawnmower for Ridge, actually. We were doing some work. Yeah. Yeah. We got the mower deck off and replacing some blades. And I don't know what happened, but he wanted to hear it run. I said, oh, yeah, well, I've been charging the battery up and it should be ready to start. It's been sitting here for a little bit. And I started up and ran it. And then afterwards, we started working on the mower deck again because he just wanted that pause. It's like a snowballing effect of just entertainment for him because he likes restoration videos of old vehicles. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're taking care of the lawnmower. We're scraping off from underneath. He asked me, do you ever give up? And we were scraping just the caked on grass clippings from the deck. And I said, I know I never give up. I just keep going until it's done. And he stopped at that point because it was too much for him.
Yeah.
And he kept going. And then a little bit later, I got finished up and he was hanging out. And then I said, all right, we're going to put this back underneath the mower. And I slid underneath there. I said, all right, let's go inside. We don't need this. And I don't know what prompted him to say this. He said, I'm glad you're my grandpa.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
Aww.
It was super cute. It made me sad. I am too, but also
you're annoying.
This is so much work. So much more work having here. But that was one of those times where, you know what? Sometime we're not going to be around and they'll remember that. They're not going to remember the times we did not give them the dinner they wanted. But it was cute.
Yeah.
And also, I hope he learned something. You don't give up. We were scraping grass out and his little 6-year-old hands aren't strong enough to scrape it. No. So he gave up. Yeah. And it's fine. You know,
did you ever stop?
Yeah. Do you ever give up?
Yeah.
And maybe that's something to remember. And also, he's glad I'm his grandpa, which is super awesome.
That was so sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. Which made all those 100 questions sting just a little bit less.
A little less want to punch him in the face sometimes. Yes. I know.
A little less that backhand justice.
He loves you. Yeah. He doesn't love you as much as story time apparently that night. Yeah. Because he called for you and then changed his mind.
Yeah.
Grammy did it.
Grammy did a story time, which is new.
I know. It's usually you.
I know.
Usually you.
Which I don't mind.
You're a little more exciting when you do story time. Maybe he was ready. You wiped him out during the day.
Tired.
I need some calm. Anyway, that was sweet.
So in conclusion, what was your piece of advice? I don't even remember.
I think, I don't remember exactly what the beginning was, but consistency.
Consistency, yes.
Yeah.
And be consistent. Insist
on certain things, that they insist on some standards, and then be consistent about it. And that's hard. I mean, again, so easy to say. So easy, but try to be consistent. Our kids appreciate it. You just gave the perfect analogy to, he's always seeing you work hard. He just wants to be up in your business. And when he asked that question, I just think him seeing you be that way and you insisting to be that way, going to help him in the long run. You know, you're not just lazy drinking a beer, watching TV, and he's going to see your hard work and you're demonstrating that work ethic, and you're also insistent when you tell them to stop.
Yes. Yeah, I don't give in. You can't ask me a
No.
bunch of times to get the correct answer.
No, you were
Or
like,
different answer.
absolutely not.
Yeah, like, no, we're done.
Yep.
I do not change my mind.
You helped him overcome some big heights fear that he must have got from his grandma.
Yeah, that was cute. Yeah.
I do not like getting up past the 4th rung on a ladder.
Yeah, we're what? 8 foot up?
Yeah.
Up on a ladder, up on a
He
loft.
thought he was going to die.
Yeah, he was so terrified. That was really funny too, because he said, I wish I was older. Older people are more brave.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's funny. And then you told him I was a professional.
Well,
And then he's okay with me carrying him up a ladder.
Yeah. You full circled that because the first time he went up, he was terrified. I go, Grandpa's a professional. It's okay. He's a professional. And I walked away after that interaction. He made it up. But then you said later, he kept repeating that. What did he say?
Well, he trusted me to carry him up the ladder because I was a professional. I said, I thought you would. Do you even know what that means?
You're a professional.
Yeah, he must have understood that because it worked. And he went up the ladder, walked around for a second. I thought he was going to freak out to come back down because that was the initial problem we had was we didn't think we'd be able to get him back to the ladder to come down.
That got me a little nervous.
Yeah, going up, that's one thing. You're looking up to go up, but coming down, you're looking down.
Yeah, that was.
And it's scary. I understand. But it was pretty funny when he said I was the professional. I thought, that's ridiculous. I don't even think you know what that word means.
It just means you're not going to drop the little kid.
Not going to drop the child. Like, yeah. Like, I've been up a lot of ladders with a lot more weight than you.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
That was cute.
It was
like his little mantra on the way up. You're a professional. You're a professional.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'd love to hear anybody's stories about their interactions with either their grandchildren or their children and maybe some advice. We still need to do a listeners episode, which we haven't done yet. We've had a few things mixed in here and there, just some emails we have. Send us an email at thebarnphilosopher@gmail.com and maybe we'll give you a shout out. Be sure to put your name in there.
I agree. Any bit of advice is helpful. I'm sure there's a lot out there. So throw your input in. Throw. So your input is appreciated.
Yeah, always. Thank you so much, Rita, for coming and hanging out tonight.
Thanks for having me in
our
shed.
Love you, baby.
Love you too. Good night.